Yes. What's up, y'all? Hey there. Come on in. Come on in. It's time for a little pop up stream on Tin Men Live. How y'all guys feeling today? We got a lot to go over today. I thought I'd switch up the pace a little bit and come on a little later in the afternoon. Coming up on the evening hours now. I'm in Chicago, Chi-Town. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope everybody's having a good day, good afternoon. Looking for a most enjoyable late, or shall I say early fall evening here. I'm Mark. Come on in. This is what's up, folks. Trump's physical appearance is fading. I believe we are watching a guy die right before our eyes, folks. Protest everywhere. What you think? Chime in. Everybody feel free to chime in. We got a lot to go over today, especially the Trump thing. We got Jasmine Crockett coming up during a conference like town hall meeting with Brian Tyler Cohen. Compliments of Brian Tyler Cohen. Jasmine lays it down, y'all. She really lays it down. And let me see, we got some other breaking news here too. Okay, Mitch McConnell just fell. He fell in Congress, or in the hall of the Capitol building, I believe it was. I remember about a year ago around this time when Mitch McConnell froze on camera. This happened twice, not once. He literally froze mid-sentence on camera. Literally, he did this twice, y'all. So, and then he fell today. That's right, Mitch McConnell fell today, and I noticed at the beginning of the video he was holding on to the arm of the security agent or Secret Service or whoever was assisting him in walking out, and he was holding on at first, then he let go. And then he suddenly grabbed the security's arm again right before he fell. And it was like a dizzy type of a fall or something. And I believe it's really time for him to hang it up. It seems like, based on how he fell, the angle he fell and everything, I think the man has vertigo also. He's been diagnosed with vertigo. And that's part of what made him freeze about a year or so ago. Or what you guys think? Does he have vertigo? Feel free also to participate in today's polling question. Do you think Trump will be incapacitated or perhaps die like in past during his second term or before the ending of his second term? So in other words, will he complete his second term? Because we're seeing him fade further and further off into oblivion. He's not remembering a lot of stuff. I mean, if you guys have been following the action with Trump and everything, he's been messing up a lot lately as far as his speech, slurred speech. He's got signs on his hands. I mean, he's been missing in action quite a few times, and I think that he's had a stroke, really. And I was saying this, if you guys have been following me, some of you guys that have been following me over a year or so ago, I've been saying this for the past, I would say, almost 2 years now, especially to a couple of close friends of mine, that Trump is sick. His diet's been of basically McDonald's and KFC and Diet Coke, as they say, all this time forever. He was afraid of eating White House food because he was afraid of getting poisoned. So that's basically what his diet all this time. What do you think? And lately he's been missing in action. And Jasmine Crockett will explain it in a minute. This is going to be a nice, easy-going stream. Come on in. We want you guys to kick in. Shout out to everybody out there. Bill Morton, our moderator. Hopefully he'll chime in a minute. He's also streaming from the window in his center and nursing home, rehabbing from his fall. busting up his ankle. So he does have a live stream going on there. You can check it out anytime. He texted me, said he'll be streaming until about 6, 7 o'clock, I think, 3 or 4 hour window until it gets dark. So we might check in on him, chime in with Bill a little later on. If not him coming into this stream, he knows about this going on at the same time. So that's why you probably don't see Bill out here right now. Other than that, let's get into the action, folks. A lot's going on. Lots going on. Gaza still going on. Prisoners. Oh, so much is happening. So much news that happens at once. Sometimes, we can't even get it all in one show sometimes. But it depends on what the situation is, what the importance is of the message. We try and get it out to you first. John Bolton indicted. This is breaking news. Breaking news. John Bolton has been indicted, folks. We was waiting for that to come down the pike almost all day. What do you think? Former National Security Advisor John Bolton indicted. Protesters clashing in Spain, Belgium, France, and Peru. That's been going on for a long time. Also, judge rules officers in Chicago, ICE officers that is, must wear body cams. What do you think about that, folks? Although I've noticed some of them were wearing body cams, and I can imagine not all of them were on during that time. So what do you think, folks? Gestapo, I wanted to bring you that and other news. As I said before, McConnell just fell about half hour or so ago. Come on in, welcome in, folks. If you didn't get the latest news, John Bolton just got indicted. Mitch McConnell falls, and others. You'll see the ticker tape up there at the top of the screen, bringing you some of the latest headlines, bringing you some of the latest breaking news. But other than that, we're covering Trump's health. This is the main object of today's broadcast. Trump's health is failing fast, man. He's failing fast. And if you guys have been following me for the years, I've been saying this for over a couple of years now, that it was not well. We're talking mental, and other experts were saying the same thing, that he wasn't mentally well. But I was also saying that he wasn't physically well, which the mainstream media has been covering up. And it's getting to the point where the mainstream media just can't cover it up anymore, y'all. What do y'all think? John Bolton falling and Trump physical health failing. We got people in office that are aging out, that they are falling out. Will Trump pass out? Will he collapse in front of the cameras? I should have put that in the polling question. Will he collapse in front of the cameras? If you think so, let me know. I'm thinking that day might be coming too. But in the meantime, woo-wee, it's going on. Sister Jasmine's doing her thing. Jasmine Crockett demands her probe, or a probe, into Trump's health. That's right. A lot's happening with that Trump health thing. And here's the criteria for the probe. 1, whether the president has experienced a heart attack or stroke in the past 15 years. And based on the evidence and circumstantial evidence that we know of, we're presuming, and other medical professionals are presuming, that he did have at least a stroke or a heart attack, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 in the past year, in the past maybe couple of months or a month or so. Maybe last week he had another stroke. Number 2, whether health issues have interfered with his ability to perform his duties. Hell yes. Most definitely they did. Number 3, whether assistive devices such as a cane or a brace are used privately. That's possible. That's possible when he gets behind closed doors in the White House or wherever. I'm pretty sure he might have a brace going on. I'm almost 100% sure that Trump has a brace going on, because have you noticed every time he's in a situation where he's sitting down and interviewing somebody, or he's getting interviewed, whatever, whenever he sits down, he never really uses the backrest of the chair that's provided for him. He always sits upright and leans slightly forward in every situation. Have you guys noticed that? In every situation, when he sits down, he's almost in a stoop position. He sits forward, he leans forward, has his hands crossed, keeps that left hand covering the right hand to cover up that bruise on his right hand. So that's a sign that Trump is wearing a brace. What say you? Number 4, the cause of repeated instances of facial paralysis and mobility issues. Yeah, we've seen that, facial paralysis. And I've been saying this for the past almost 3 years now. If you've ever seen a close-up, a real high-definition photo of Trump's face, without any blurs, without any filters or anything, just a pure high-definition enhanced photo, close-up of his face, you can tell something's up. That's the sign of either a drug addict or somebody that's drank too much Pepsi in the days. I was telling a friend that those are like an acid or acid bumps and paralysis bumps from the drugs, Adderall and cocaine and all like that, that has sunken deep into his skin and it's collected in the skin pores, and that's what causes those bumps and those craters. What say you? Definitely. Okay, number 5, the medical basis for asserting that the president remains fully fit to serve as commander-in-chief. Well, that means medical report. Yeah, medical report. What say you? I'm pretty sure that Walter Reed or whoever is covering up these paralysis, these medical reports, falsifying reports. Diamond was over there saying hi, y'all. Diamond, those of y'all that like to see your girl Diamond, there she is, getting situated, waited in her spot. Hey, baby, down. Oh, here she comes. I didn't call you over here. I was just saying, hey, lay on down. And then she would jump off the spot just when I put the camera on her. That's how that goes. Welcome in, welcome in. She's about to jump back up there. In a hot second, there she is. She'll be laying back down, taking it easy, taking it cool for the day, afternoon. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to a special prompt to pop up regarding Trump's health situation. There's your co-host, Diamond, in the house. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to play the little tape or little clip we got of during the town hall meeting, during the part where Jasmine Crockett mentioned, broke the story about Trump's health and the investigation that she's calling for. So without further ado, we're going to play this little clip, y'all. Here's Jasmine Crockett. And like I said, I've been saying this for the past couple of years. He was sick. His health was failing, and pretty much independent media folks have been saying his health was in serious decline for over the past year now. Not mainstream media, but independent media. That's the big reason, folks, why it's so important to support us, private, mainstream, uninhibited media reporters like me and others, streamers out here in independent media, trying to bring you the truthful news, factual, up to the minute, as best that we can here, like on Tin Men Live. Support your mainstream, not your mainstream, but your independent media. Okay, let me roll with this on Jasmine Crockett talking about Trump's health.
We talk about him not being tethered to reality. He just had his annual checkup. Right. But it
if I'm not
it
mistaken,
wasn't.
It was 6'4", 250 pounds, 4.8% body fat, and it was weird. They wrote on the physical form that he benches 475 pounds, which I hadn't seen before.
I can't. But it's interesting.
Squat was 260. Deadlift 555. Very impressive.
But this, I mean, I don't know how many annuals he gonna have in 1 year. Is my question. It's not considered an anyway. Basic stuff right there. So the thing is, though, I have a number of friends that are medical doctors, like friends, like people that I've known my entire life. And so, like, one of my childhood friends, she always messages me about him, right? And she's like, he is sick. And so she goes through all this stuff. Like, so she's an emergency medicine doctor. And so she's like, I'm telling you, he's hypertensive. He's like she goes on this rant about how unhealthy and fat and ridiculous he is, and how he needs to put the McDonald's down or pick it up. But I just want people to be happy. Just be happy. McDonald's, Happy Meal. I just want him to be happy. So interestingly enough, like, I've got some other friends that are doctors too, right? So I'm like, okay, so this cankle situation, so I'm asking, right? And I was asking about the hand. And I was like, do y'all have an estimate on how bad it may be for the president? Because I just want the American people to know.
Looking for a prognosis here.
Yeah, right? And so in all seriousness, though, they're like, no, for real. Like, he's bad off. And so I've had multiple friends of mine that are doctors that are like, we believe he's had some sort of heart situation. He's had a heart attack or he's had a stroke. And most of them have come to the conclusion that they believe wholeheartedly that he's absolutely had a stroke. So they've talked about this thing like drop foot. So I'm like Googling what is drop foot. Like, I'm like, they're telling me all these things. They're talking about his face. There's all these things, right, that I know nothing about. I'm just like, something wrong with him mentally, y'all. And I mean, as a criminal defense attorney, that's the one thing we're supposed to be able to do. Like, when everyone who faces a situation, they got to be competent. So as lawyers, we are not necessarily required to diagnose them, but literally it can be malpractice if you see somebody and it's the signs. I'm telling y'all, he got the signs. And so I'm like, all right, so mentally and physically, he is unwell. So when they announced that he was going back to Walter Reed, I was like, well, that's weird. Because they were like, he's going for his annual. I was like, did y'all also forget y'all got the dementia too? Because it wasn't that long ago. Because that's when he was like basically saying he was Barack Obama. Yeah. And so y'all know Barack is fit. So I was like, okay, this is our time to drop our investigative letter, because we had been working on it. But when you're trying to break through the media cycle and all, you got to be very thoughtful about when you put certain stuff out. So I was like, oh, we're going. And so we took all these incidents, and my staffer, I'm like, dude, this letter is getting way too long. I mean, it was like he's falling asleep. He forgets that he appointed Jerome Powell. We would have added January 6th if we had dropped, he forgot he was president on January 6th. The rest of the world did not. So there is something happening, and this is based on what actual medical professionals have told me, mentally as well as physically. And then after they put out their report of his most recent physical, it has only led those on the medicinal side to think for sure that he had a stroke. And so there are some that are believing that it may have taken place when he went MIA, because he never goes away, y'all, never. But when he went MIA, and then all the theories started popping up, and it's like, is he alive? What's happening? Because there was nothing, right? There are people that are theorizing, because I think within 4 to 6 weeks of one of these incidents, you have to go in and you have to get imaging and things like that, which is something they can't do at the White House, which would require them to get him over to Walter Reed. So we are asking the serious probing questions, because mental as well as physical fitness are things that the American people are supposed to be made aware of when you are serving at the helm. So as much as I make fun of cankles, it is very serious, and we need to know.
What y'all think, folks? There it is, as they say. Whoop, there it is, y'all. I've been telling y'all for the past year, almost 2 years, that this guy is sick. We're watching a man deteriorate before our eyes. All kinds of evidence that mainstream media just won't call it out. It's getting to the point where now mainstream media is going to have to point it out because it's just too obvious. Just too damn obvious. What do y'all think? Trump dying before us. You're watching, and Mitch McConnell too, both of them. There's about 3 or 4 of them cats up in there that's dying before us. Mitch McConnell, we seen him freeze a couple of times, and this afternoon he fell, still trying to hold on to the security or whoever was escorting him out of the hallway there. So these people stay in office too long. A lot of people complain that they remain in office too long. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was another example of that, although we really didn't see much mental decline on her. She laid low during her last year or so from her mental decline and physical decline, so that she wasn't caught on camera seeing too much of that. They covered up Reagan when Reagan went senile. They covered up his mental and physical decline. They didn't allow him on camera anymore. And there was a couple other people in the past, a president or two, where they suffered strokes or whatever, and they were pretty much covered up by the media. So what y'all think? I mean, this is some serious stuff. That we got a guy that's going to die. What do you think? There's the poll question there. Check it out. The poll question is, will Trump be physically incapacitated and or pass, as in dying, during his second term? Will he make his second term? What say you? I'm not sure, y'all. I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's quite a possibility that Trump will pass at least faint, pass out or whatever on camera, since he likes to be on cameras and cameras are following him around so much, except for when he made that disappearance. Those bruises that you see on his hand are, let me go back. Let me see if I can go back to that. Because those bruises on his hand, I'm going to see if I can pull that picture up. Here we go. Them bruises on his hand are from supposedly due to congestive heart failure. That's what all the experts are also saying, that he has congested heart failure. So that's what we see, and he's being fed intravenous feedings, not literally food feedings, but like blood infusions, and that's where those bruises are also coming from. So I'm not a medical expert or something, but there's 2 or 3 different theories surrounding that, but it's all based on congestive heart failure, which means that triggered his recent strokes or heart attack, which is why he was missing in action a couple of times. And that explains why right around the 24th of each month, he also disappears and supposedly goes to Walter Reed. And he has to go to Walter Reed recently because he may have suffered another stroke. And they don't have all the equipment in the hospital. I forgot what the machine is that is needed to do a scan on him. I forgot the exact name, but they say the White House doesn't have that device, and that he has to go to Walter Reed for that. I'm watching footage of the John Bolton indictment. Also, FBI, I believe, is at his house right now, so all that action is going on there. But yeah, that's what's going on with Mr. Trump there. What say you? Chime into the chat. It's going on. The protests are going on everywhere. I will pull up some footage of that, but it's some protest footage is very vague right now going on all around the world. Same song. Yes, 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 yes. We just wanted to bring you this instantaneous breaking news as best that we can. Everything is going on at the same time, so there's so much I can pull up within the time that we like to do our streams here. I may extend this. We're also waiting for Bill to come back and chime in. What say you guys? Will Trump last through his second term? Everybody in the White House is positioning themselves, and they're preparing for that. They're preparing to get into position for the day that he passes, and they're anticipating it soon. And that's why you see folks acting the way they are in Congress and the White House. Everybody is shuffling around and putting themselves into position to take advantage of this. You just heard Jasmine Crockett reporting about his health, and this is one sign right here. Those hands, that looks hideous there, and that's from the intravenous blood transfusion that is more than likely going on with Trump. What say you? Do you believe he'll make it? What's up? Talk to me. Come on, let's have it. I say, yeah, I think he's going to clunk out or pass out. He might have already passed out somewhere behind the scenes and we just didn't see it. You know, it wasn't caught on camera. But as far as him having an episode on camera, I believe that's inevitable. You know, I mean, Mitch McConnell's episodes, so far we got 3 of those on camera. I'm pretty sure we're good for at least one passing out or falling episode from Trump, as much as he's on camera 100 times more than McConnell and the others. What say you? This is breaking news, folks. This is breaking news. Come on in, come on in. Thought we'd bring you a little impromptu live stream, and we're going to probably prepare for some more footage for tonight. We'll have some other live feeds coming up tonight. Usually this is my day off, but I decided to try and do a little something different today, this afternoon, and do a little news live breaking event. Governor Pritzker is at the podium speaking right now. Excuse me. But other than that, we're going to leave it right there for now. Let's see if we can bring some other stuff up, folks, before we cut out there. We're going to close with a little Dr. King. Here we go.
From a practical point of view, not merely a moral one, I'm against riots because we can't win a violent revolution. You see, to win a violent revolution, it is not enough to be shouting black power. You've got to have some firepower. The fact is that if violence becomes a kind of programmatic strategy for the black man in the United States, this will be a good excuse for many of the reactionary forces in our nation to become much more repressive and to destroy and kill many innocent Negroes in the process. A lot of folks want us to riot. A lot of politicians want us to riot.
That's up to date, folks.
I've lived in the midst of them. Mayor Lowe
That's what's happening today.
Cleveland wants Negroes to have a riot. He really does. I've seen it. The police force is trying to goad Negroes into rioting. For political reasons, because he's afraid that Mr. Stokes, the Negro, is going to get elected mayor, and he'll get some white votes in the process. But if he can so polarize things in Cleveland so that white folk get scared and start talking about riots and, you know.
See, and that's what's happening today. How ironic That's exactly what they're doing today, trying to stoke us into rioting and fighting with ICE and all like that. So you know who can declare martial law.
Then he can be reelected.
See? That's it. That was Dr. King. He said that back in 1967, 68, somewhere around that time. I forgot the exact date. But history repeats itself, folks, all the time if you're out there paying attention. So with that said, y'all, I'm going to get on out of here. I thought I'd bring you a quick impromptu thing. We're going to keep it within a half-hour thing for video's sake. That makes people more than likely to check on the video once they see it's not a 2, 3, 4, 5 hours long. Just wanted to do a little update, breaking news on the events and give you a little lowdown on the health of our President Trump. And with that, when you can watch the video, you can still chime in. Give us a call at 708-401-7781. Leave your opinions as to what you think is going on with Trump or whatever else is on your mind. Any comments you got about 10 Men Live, how you like it so far, what direction would you like to see it go, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, y'all, take it easy. We'll be back later on. Take care. Peace out. Stay hydrated. If you're participating in any of the rallies this weekend or the marches, be careful out there. No King's March this weekend, supposed to be a big one. Some are saying it's going to be one of the biggest marches and rallies in U.S. history. So we shall see. I plan on being out there myself. I plan on making my presence known. I haven't marched in years, but we'll see how my body feels that day. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I think I should be in good enough shape to roll out there and roll with it. On this is important. This is history. So what say you? If you're going to be out there, let me know. Give me a shout, leave a message. We'll replay it live on the air later on tonight. I will be out there representing 10 Men Live, perhaps getting some interviews in. Take care, y'all. Love each other. Love your pets. Say hi to your neighbors and make a difference in the world, y'all. This is Mark saying peace. Thanks for tuning in. 10 Men Gone.